Home Affairs Dr Aaron Motsoaledi while he checks facilities in Gauteng. Offense?
Thank you very much, Desiree. As you heard, the health minister in recent weeks announced that we are actually in the second wave of COVID-19 and people should be extra cautious, especially when they're going to places where there would be a high number of people around the same place. What we saw earlier, because there's rain and there's accusations that people are actually dragging their friends to the front. So there was no social distancing earlier on, but the picture has already changed. If I can just ask my colleague just to show you on my right as to what's happening. The officials from the Home Affairs Customs Services are actually here to also try and ensure that the queues are well managed. But there has been some concerns from some of the people that have been coming here to say that there's no social distancing that has been maintained, especially towards the back. The minister is actually inside. I was anticipating to actually speak to him now, especially about the issues around service delivery around this time of the year, and also around issues of social distancing and other COVID-19 regulations since the country has actually entered its second wave. But the crux of the matter currently is that, people have expressed concerns that the safe following line is not actually being maintained. And earlier on, the minister had to leave to actually go to Home Affairs Nerve Center after there was a signal problem, actually, that was actually, interrupting the services. So as you can see, the minister is actually here now. Thank you so much for your time, Doctor. If you can just tell us, we're in the midst of a second wave of COVID-19. How are you addressing the issue of long snailing queues, which are actually associated with the Home Affairs offices nationally?
That's why we are here. We had a very lengthy meeting at head office with all the senior people, and we agreed that instead of sitting in the offices, we must go to the biggest offices in the country, Home Affairs offices. We call them front offices. That's why I'm here today. My deputy minister is in Durban. The DG of Home Affairs is in Cape Town. Other DGs are moving all around. The most unfortunate thing that happened today is that the systems went down. That's our biggest problem in Home Affairs. Because I arrived here at 8 o'clock in the morning, these queues would not have been this long if the system didn't go down for 1.5 hours. That's why I had to rush to SITA offices where the engineers are. And I'm here with the CEO of SITA for him to see directly, because he is sitting with systems in the SITA offices. But I want him to see on the ground what the effects are if any systems go down, so that he will appreciate with the engineers that if something goes down, you have got a problem like you are having here. It was very bad in the morning when I arrived. One of the reasons that makes us go out is that people no longer observe social distancing. And so that's why we had to do markings on the ground. Even outside, they no longer believe they must be having masks, and that's why we'll never allow anybody without the mask here. And they have to know that they must be sanitized. That's why we even called immigration officials here to come and immigration officers to come and help, because they are uniformed. I'm sure you are aware people do respect somebody in a uniform. They told me in other instances that they call police. I said, but police have got their hands full fighting crime. So we put immigration officials out in their uniform to make sure that there is social distancing. And this is the biggest office of Home Affairs, by the way, in the whole country. The other problem that we are faced with in Home Affairs is that these offices of Home Affairs are very, very wrongly placed. You can see, you can't, an office that serves so many people, to be in the center of town where there's no space for parking, there's no space for queuing, is wrong. So we are discussing with the presidential infrastructure project to make sure that we have got Home Affairs offices that are correctly placed. These ones, we hire them from Public Works, and they look for landlords and all that. And I personally believe they should not have given this contract to this landlord who is geographically placed here. It's a wrong place. You need an open place for Home Affairs. Open place. People can park, people can queue, you can pitch tents there for them to be under shade and all that. Not here in the center of town. That's one of the problems that we are really be solving. And I've already given instruction that we must go to Public Works, renegotiate and see if we can't find an open space. Because this is the biggest office in the land as far as Home Affairs is concerned.
Is the signal issue, if I may step in, Minister, is the signal issue resolved?
Well, we resolved it.
No, we can confirm that the BPI link that was down from Cape Town has been resolved. I think part of us being here, all the other provincial heads of SETA, I've asked them to go to all Home Affairs offices just to confirm that services are indeed restored. But we can confirm BPI has resolved the link. It's up and running.
Thank you so much. Well, as you heard, that's the minister actually saying that issues pertaining to the signal that was actually disrupted this morning have been resolved. And the issue of social distancing is a challenge that they have actually noticed when they arrived this morning. And it's a challenge that they will try to resolve. And with that, it's back to studio.
Thank you so much there to Ufente Sitimo. Home Affairs Minister Dr Aaron Motsoaledi is visiting Gauteng offices that serve large numbers of people to check adherence to COVID-19 health and safety regulations. And as you heard, he will also be monitoring service delivery to the public. The visits aimed at monitoring the delivering of service and adherence to COVID-19 regulations at Home Affairs offices. The Department of Home Affairs usually experiences higher than normal volumes of visitors during the holiday season. This trend is expected to continue this year, and the COVID-19 pandemic demands additional vigilance. That's it for us.